You guys want to make your own top 10 underrated guitar players list. I get it. I'm going to let you do that today, right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today, we are going to do the top 10 underrated guitar players viewer's choice list. Can you stand it? So, real quick, background. I used to make underrated guitar players lists. I still do. They got some decent views. I enjoyed the conversation. Saw something on Rogan. Negativity sells. Negativity pleases the algorithm. So I said, all right, I'll do an overrated list. I made it mostly my own. The top 3 I saved for the ultimate troll picks. It was a bloody beatdown. People were pissed. So then I made another viewer's choice overrated guitar players video. That was a lot of fun. It did okay, didn't do the numbers of the first one. I was kind of disappointed. All of a sudden, out of the blue, YouTube decides that the second overrated guitar players list is worthy of people's home screens. And poof, it went from like 12,000 views to 190,000 views in like a week. Whoa. You guys took it a lot better this time, but you guys also started gobbling up all the other underrated guitar players lists, and you guys hammered me with comments with your picks. All those comments were amalgamated into this list unscientifically. These are your picks. Let's get right into them. Number 10 on your list of the top 10 underrated guitar players. I always cheat. I put 2 on the list, did the same thing this time. Kerry Livgren, Rich Williams of Kansas. Woof. I was a huge fan of the Point of the No Return album. Huge fan of what I perceived to be Kerry's playing on those records. But I saw a concert like within the last 10 years where just Rich Williams is in the band now, and he was tearing it up. So maybe it wasn't all Kerry that I liked. Maybe it was the combination of those two. But they are super great together. Now, Kerry, in the early to mid-'80s, he became a born-again Christian, but that's not why he left Kansas. Kerry only left the band when it became crystal clear that he and Rich Williams could no longer see eye to eye.
Boo! You suck!
You laughed at it. That makes you the bad person. Rich wasn't worried about it, though, because as he proved in that video, he could play all of Kerry's licks with one eye closed. Okay, maybe I'm going a little too far with that. Be that as it may. Kerry Livgren, Rich Williams, you two guys number 10 on your list. Number 9, it's the German, it's the crowd, it's Michael Schenker. Michael, not so easy to deal with. He's extremely talented, but he's extremely and UFO, all kinds of tumultuous times. They broke up, so then he forms the Michael Schenker group. Again, he can't get along with people. The playing, there's just so much great guitar work on all those albums. He just has never really found a solid home, but in 2004, Dean Guitars finally saluted him with his own version. It's black and white of the flying letter that we're not allowed to say the name of because we might get sued. And nearly 20 years later, you guys have recognized him as number 9 on your list. Number 8 on your list of the top 10 underrated guitar players is Alvin Lee. Now, he first came to prominence after Woodstock, of course, 10 years after Tore It Up. They got a song in the movie. He became like the next big thing amongst guitar heroes. Now, Alvin Lee could tear it up no matter what the song style was, but he preferred to play the blues. I had a chance to see him in 1980 with Mick Taylor and his band. They opened for Black Sabbath. Did I give a crap about it? No, I did not. I just wanted Sabbath to get on the stage before my beer buzz wore out. Be that as it may, Alvin Lee, real name Graham Barnes, no relation. You're number 8 on our list. Number 7 on your list, Albert Lee. No relation, but yet another Brit who has an affinity for rootsy American music. This time not in blues so much, but in the country genre. He sort of came along out of nowhere in the early 70s, mid 70s. He played with Emmylou Harris for years. Telecaster guy. Anytime I saw Albert Lee in a Telecaster, I immediately thought of country music. He doesn't play a tele anymore. He plays an Ernie Ball Music Man that looks like it was from outer space, but he can still tear it up. Now, again, I had a chance to see Albert Lee maybe 18 months ago for free, 5 miles from my house, free parking. I didn't go. Why? I don't know. He's number 7 on your list. Number 6 on your list of the 10 most underrated guitar players, it's another AL. This time it's Alex Lifeson. Isn't that weird? We've had 3 guitar players in a row whose first and last initials are A and L, and all 3 of their first names start with AL. Alex Lifeson, though, man, he doesn't get any of the spotlight. It just totally gets sucked up on the stage that he stood on for so many years. He sort of also reminds me of Andy Summers in his function in the band, as you have 2 very busy players otherwise. But unlike Andy Summers, who just does mostly textures, Alex Lifeson can also tear it up. It was really hard to get clips, good clips, copyright claim-free clips. But I searched the internet high and low, and I got you at least the best clips that I could for your number 6 on our list, Alex Lifeson. Number 5 on your list of the top 10 underrated guitar players. Are we having fun yet? It's Roy Buchanan, another Telecaster guy. Now, he was a focus of a PBS documentary in the early 70s called Introducing Roy Buchanan. Now, Roy never really did reach his full potential for stardom or success. He had a drinking problem. Sadly, he'd finally come to a period of at least relative sobriety and was doing well and was back on the road. Apparently, he fell off the wagon and got arrested for public drunkenness after a domestic dispute. And sadly, he was found hanging in his jail cell the next day by his own shirt. Sound familiar? If I could go back in time, I'd say, Roy, getting busted for public intoxication and after a domestic dispute is no reason to kill yourself, son. If it was, Dickie Betts would have been dead 12, 13 times by now. Aww. All dark humor aside, Roy Buchanan, you're number 5 on our list. Now these next four, the top four, are clearly in the order of you guys' comments. The first six, they probably could have ended up anywhere, but these top four, there is no doubt. Number 4 on our list, Steve Stevens. Now he first came to prominence in the early 80s as the wild-haired sideman of Billy Idol, and in really quick order, we found out just how incredibly talented and versatile guitar player he is, not just as a guitar player, but also as a co-writer. He's been a sideman from everybody from Michael Jackson to Robert Palmer. Now, for whatever reason, Steve Stevens is just now seeming to get more of his due from guitar players. I don't know what it is in particular, but people are mentioning his name a lot more now and appreciating what he does. Steve Stevens, glad you're still with us, brother. You're number 4 on our list. Number 3 on your list of the most underrated guitar players, again, this name over and over and over again, Rick Emmett of Triumph. Now, Triumph was another Canadian power trio. They sort of had some proggy leanings, but they had a lot more pop sensibilities. They'd get a single that would catch here and there. They just never quite seemed to break over where I really felt, and a lot of other people felt like they should have been. Now, maybe the problem was they sort of were breaking at the dawn of the video age, and as you can see, Rick looked kind of decent, but it didn't help having Bill Hader and Doug Henning in the band when it came time for the cameras to roll. You know what I'm saying? It sure was a pain in the ass getting clips for this thing past the copyright police. Triumph, your publishing company, kind of sucks. Nonetheless, you're number 3 on our list. Now, on your list of underrated guitar players of all time, we come to number 2, Rory Gallagher. Yet another dude who was asked to join the Rolling Stones and didn't, allegedly. Oh my Lord, you guys are right. Over and over again, Rory Gallagher, that's all you said. And man, oh man, he got it done. I'm really enjoying going back and digging into some old Rory. Now, sadly for all of us, Rory passed away at just age 47. From complications after being in the hospital while he's awaiting a liver transplant. Why did he need a new liver? Because he drank a lot. Why did Rory drink a lot? Because he's Irish. That's racist! Sad for us though, at least better late than never. I'm so glad that you guys have turned me on to Rory Gallagher's playing, and he's number 2 on your list. And finally, number 1 on your list of the 10 most underrated guitar players, this name, from the very first underrated guitar players list I ever did, didn't matter the decade, the genre, this name over and over again. And I really didn't know it, as embarrassed as I was. Can we build the suspense up a little more? It's Chris Oliva, Sabotage. Chris Oliva. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm saying it like Mrs. Douglas on Green Acres. Oliva. Chris Oliva could do everything. Almost every technique that you found in that genre of shredding, he could do. But he would put it all together with enormous taste, a compositional sensibility, and a great, great sense of melody. Now, sadly, he died in a car crash after being hit head-on by a drunk driver. Ugh. All you out there that have still kept his name and his memory alive, thank you so much for turning me on to his playing, and I hope this video turns the rest of the world on to the amazing playing that is #1 on your most underrated guitar players list, Mr. Chris Oliva. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that you guys have great taste, but we already knew that. We also learned that, thank goodness, there's apparently still an appetite out there for these top 10 lists. As long as you guys keep enjoying them, I'm going to keep doing them. As always, I thank you for the time that you spend with me. I know your time is precious, so God bless. Tell some of your really, really low-rent friends about GearGasms. We've all got them. You can buy a t-shirt if you're really self-conscious and unembarrassed about walking around in public with GearGasms on your chest. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, if it involves a BB gun, don't tell Rich Williams about it, because for the love of God, he might put somebody's eye out. But play more guitar, watch less YouTube, and keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.